We've taken almost a week off now that we made it here to Mexico, but now we've got a bunch of jobs we want to get done before we leave the marina here in Ensenada. Today we're going to show you how many boat jobs we can get done in one single day. First job is to change out the shackle holding up our anchor. We notice that it's a little bit bent, and we do have a swivel an anchor swivel on board that we've had for a little while. So today we're going to take out this shackle, put in our new anchor swivel and a new little bit bigger shackle as well. Tie it off the anchor so it won't come off, and let's go.
Let's see that old, ooh, that's not too bad, but you can see that has a little bit of a bend on it. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, it's got a little bit of a bend on it.
So that's going out. So this is the new anchor swivel. We're going to open this up, get the end of the anchor chain, put that I'm going to put the thread locker now on this bolt.
That is the last bolt we want coming apart.
Yeah. Okay, looks pretty tight.
Anytime now.
The last step is to use some of this locking wire to make sure that the pin in the shackle can never come out. So leave a short side on this, and then a long one goes through that pin in the shackle. And then go around and do that again. And through, pull it a bit tighter.
Man, these sea lions are crazy.
Yeah, they're so noisy. I'm going all night as well sometimes. Now I just have to tighten up the chain and take the line off.
Oh, look at the key. Oh, God.
And it holds.
All done. Now we have an anchor swivel. Yay. We have been anchoring without the chain properly tied off, which is always nerve-wracking when we're anchoring super deep. So right now we have like a big ball of rope kind of tied to the chain here so that it can't fit through here. But today I'm going to be using this 8-plat rope. And I'm going to be splicing it to the anchor chain. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've just looked up like a kind of how-to. There's not a really good how-to on how to do this, so I'm following like several, but we'll see how it goes. But this will give us an extra like 150 feet or like 45 meters of anchor road to add to the 300 we already have of chain. And yes, I did just tie a bunch of knots in here so it wouldn't be able to fit through here. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing.
Haven't had to deal with that.
All right, kind of done. I still need to tuck these a little bit more, but I'm gonna do that at a later date. I tucked them like 4 times, and then I cut them off because it's an 8 braid, so there's supposed to be 8 of these, and there's only 4 right now because I tucked them all and then cut 4 off, leaving 4 left, and then I'm gonna finish the half tucks a bit later. But this is very strong, and it should be good for now.
As you can see, we're always flying our flags at half mast. So the next job today is going to be making a flag raising system. Darcy's up there right now doing the first part.
I have learned. I tied a knot and I hooked up. So thank you for all your advice.
I've also learned. Got 3 wraps on the winch when I'm taking Darcy up or down now. So this line is now tied up all the way to the spreader.
All the way up there and back down.
And so all I'm going to do is tie this in a square knot, so these 2 ends together, and then we can cinch down on this line and that'll make it nice and tight, and then we should be able to raise and lower flags. So square knot's easy, you just go the right side over the top of the left.
Start again.
Right over left, and then left over right.
Oh, it looks so easy.
Actually, that's not right.
Again.
I always do it in the end of a line. Right over left, and then around, and then left. Oh, I can't do it in the end. Can I cut it?
Round 10?
Yeah, round 10. Right over left and around. Left over right and around.
Dexter.
Is that a square knot? Pull it.
Yes, they have.
All right.
Dexter means it's a robo.
Done.
They have to come out evenly. That's how you know you've done it right.
So now I'm gonna tie a trucker's hitch and cinch it down. So I can't explain it as well as she can. So
I don't think I explained it very well.
So basically you just make a loop here and you pass it back through the loop. And there's a bunch of better ways to do this that I should know, but I don't remember. But yeah. And then you just go like this, and then you can, and when you pass this through this loop, you can use this to kind of get extra pressure on it, and then you can just pinch it like this, pass this through, and you can, if you want, just kind of leave this end a bit short, and you pull like this, and then I like to just tie this up with just honestly some granny knots. So tie it up once, and then I'll put a little bit of tape on. And this way it won't come loose. Now, I am well aware that there is 1,000 better ways to do this, and we're counting on you guys to give us a better way. Right now, this is working. We can raise and lower flags,
We just haven't attached our flag yet. So it's not moving.
Yeah, maybe.
It does go round.
Okay, let's attach the flag and we'll raise it up.
To prove it works.
Yeah, uno momento. I think we're still going to use the sticky tape method on it.
Oh.
And no, I mean, I could potentially tie a knot in here.
We are sailors now.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Depends if the knot stays tight. So it slides down.
Yeah, I think maybe I'll tie that one just overhand knot. And this is why I never claimed to be a good sailor. I really need to practice my knots.
So do I.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Drum roll, please. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Flag down, flag up. Flag down, flag up. It works. That took way too long. And by that I mean I think it took us like 20 minutes.
Yeah, but it also took us like 2 years.
Yeah, two
and a half years.
To actually do. Okay, on to the next job.
Let's go.
All right, I'm tied up again, all safely. And I got my purse right here with the new wind meter that Garmin sent us. The new wind instrument. That's what I was looking for. So we're gonna go up there, put it on, and hopefully this one works. All right, moment of truth. I mean, it could take a second. And as you'll know, we've taken the plastic off of here. Haven't quite mounted it properly yet, but the plastic's off. So with that new wind meter, we have a wind speed of 33 knots, 26 knots, 22 knots. Which means it's not working as it's supposed to work.
It certainly isn't that. As you can see.
So, back on me. So, even though the wind meter is now reading 74 knots of wind, there's still a potential for something that's wrong. So, we're going to replace. The Garmin sent us another piece as well, just in case it wasn't the actual instrument that was the only problem. So we're gonna have to replace the GND10 inside as well. But luckily they sent us that replacement. This is the new unit, this is the old unit. It should only take us a couple seconds to swap them out. Okay, let's try the electronics again. All right, so it's still not working properly. So we have to do some more troubleshooting, but at least the new wind instrument is up, and we know for a fact that the old wind instrument wasn't working good. So, and now I'm doing a software update, which is going to take a while apparently.
So we have a new wind instrument, the new wires going up to the wind instrument, and a new
G&D 10, like it reads the information that comes from the wind instrument, and it's still not working right. It's probably something we're doing. That's okay.
Except that we know that what we've done works because it was working.
That's true. It was working. It was working for a while. It's still probably our fault though. But we'll figure it out. But we have to leave this update for a while. So we're going on to the next job right now.
All right.
Well, we couldn't find any good fishing rod holders that were like cheap. So what we decided to do was get some tubes of stainless and then just we cut them so we can put them right like this, and we're gonna weld them on, and then we have like little inserts that we're gonna put in here, so then we can just put the fishing rod in here. That's the plan, at least anyway. The inserts are pretty tight in here. So we're gonna weld this on. I hope it's gonna go well. And yeah, and then we'll see if it fits the fishing rod. Can't get comfortable. All right, that's on there pretty good. I don't think that's going anywhere. And then we'll just let that cool down a little bit, and we'll do the other side, and then we'll try and jam the rod cushion thing in there. I welded the other one on. We needed to hold some blockers in the way so the people on the boat beside us didn't get any bright lights, any welding flash their way. So we couldn't show you that one, but both of them are now welded on. And these are the inserts we got. We got them for like 10 bucks at a boat store in San Diego. And we're just gonna lube them up with some dish soap, and hopefully they just go right on. I didn't really think this through, so my hand is gonna be slippery now. All right. I mean, it's kind of going in. I always knew that was going to work. All right, let's get a rod here. So this is supposed to fit in here. Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's not going anywhere.
The next job is going to be mounting the anchor remote. We haven't done it for no good reason. It's been on our to-do list for a very long time. I've pre-drilled 2 little drill holes here, and so now all I need to do is put 2 little screws in for the mount, and then it'll be right near the door.
Yeah, there's been a couple times in like an emergency where we haven't really been able to
find the remote. We didn't know who had it last, where they put it, or if it had, I think, slid off the bench in the seas.
Yeah, we both have specific spots we like to put it. I like to put it on the countertop, and then when I say it's on the countertop, she knows exactly where it is. And she likes to put it on the bench, and then she says it's the bench, and I think it's the actual bench like that we sit on, and even though it's on the countertop, so
which I call a bench.
Yeah.
So we really need to mount it so it's just always there, especially if we need it quickly to either drop an anchor real quick or if we need to get going for some reason.
I mean, I feel like I'm not going to drop it that the countertop is not called the bench.
This is going to be an ongoing
It is an ongoing thing.
issue.
It's literally a countertop.
It's a bench. It's all a bench.
What do you sit in at the park?
Also a bench.
Yeah.
Nice. Sweet. They even have a lid.
All right, so I'm going to teach you a little secret.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to shake it. You got to put it on and shake it. No, put it on and then give it a little shake and say that's not going anywhere.
That's not going anywhere.
All right, what's next? I don't know what's next.
So many things, so many options. It's getting dark and late though.
Yeah, that's because we started at like 2 o'clock.
Yeah, because we sleep in a lot. Our days start in the afternoon.
Some people were asking us what we did to fix the mast, because we did say the mast was cracked before, and it was. So basically what happened is, this is the base of the mast here, and it rocked back and forth a little bit because it wasn't quite as tight. The standing rigging wasn't quite as tight as it needed to be. So it ended up rocking back and forth a little bit. It moved a little bit forward, and it caused, you can't see them now, but little tiny stress fractures like right here. And so this is called a doubler. So it's bent to the shape of the mast, and it's basically, it doubles up the thickness. It's actually a little bit more than double, and it supports the base of the mast. Now our mast has this line in it, this hole that goes all the way down, and so having this doubler go across that, it actually makes it even stronger than it was before. So that's how the mast was fixed, and it was done by a professional. It was not done by us. We did watch and see how it was done, but this is good. It's strong. We've kept an eye on it ever since we've been kind of sailing again. We've kept an eye on it every day, probably 4 or 5 times a day on the open ocean passage. We checked it, and everything's good. It's staying in position, so we're super happy with it. It also meant that we had another place to put a block. So this block now is actually put into the doubler. So because this is a new line, this is our main sheet, and it didn't used to run back here. So now that it runs back here, we needed an extra place to put a block, and now we have it with the doubler here. Super long and confusing explanation, but we have an extra place to put a block, and the mast is 100% fixed. So good. Welcome to the starboard hull. In this little tight space, this little black thing right here is a pump that I just installed, and it's hooked up to one of the through hulls that we weren't using. And so basically what we're going to do is use this to pump salt water up to our sink so we can get salt water in our sink. We're also going to use it to pump salt water other places, but for now it's going to take salt water to our sink, and that means we're going to be able to save a ton of water. And we're just about to get a water maker. I think hopefully in a couple of weeks we'll have one, but until then we really need to conserve water, so this is going to do it. I'll take you up to the sink and I'll show you the plumbing up underneath the sink. So this is the new manifold that I just put together. And this goes to the sink, so we can put this on. There's my screwdriver. So this will go to the sink. And so there's four different sources, four different pipes that can come into this one pipe here. And so that means, I'll explain to you in a second here. Let me finish this. That's on there nice and tight. Okay, so with four different sources going into one, that means we can have a water maker come into here, and then it can go to the sink, to the tap in the sink. We can also have salt water come in, and we can also have hot water come in. So that way we can still keep just the one tap that we have up there, and have a bunch of different options. So when you use the hot water, it either is hot water, because one of these is going to be hot water, or it is going to be water coming straight from the water maker to the tap, or it's going to be salt water. So we'll hook it all up. Hopefully it works. It should work. It has to work. It's just piping. So we'll hook it up and we'll show you what it looks like at the sink. So what did we want where? Hot water here?
Yep.
Okay. So I'll put this on. And it might look super confusing right now, but it's not going to be. It's going to make complete sense, I think. It's going to go just like that.
And when we get the water maker, there'll be two more pipes.
Yeah, so when we get the water maker water is going to come in to here, and then the water maker water can also come out of here. That's a bit confusing, but when we install it, when we install the water maker, we'll finish all these. But right now, this is off and this is off, and these are off right now, but we're going to use these and we're going to go up to the tap and we're going to show you what we've done. By turning this on, I will give us salt water. Flip that. So now salt water will come up here, but but only when you use hot water. So if you go like this, you will get salt water, I think. Oh yeah, that's salt water. Little air bubbles, I think. But yeah, that's salt water into the tap. And then if you want to switch, come back down here. You just close that and open this one. And this will be fresh water. And if we're running the engine, it's hot water, but when we're not running the engine, it's just regular cold water. I think you got to give it a second. Do I dare taste it again?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then if you don't want hot water and you've been running the engine?
If you don't want hot water and you've been running the engine, you just take this from down here to up here, and you just plug it. And all the time, no matter what setting is on down there, this is always fresh water. And when it's down, cold fresh water. When it's down here, it's either water maker water or salt water or hot water. But we don't have a water maker yet. Give us like a couple of weeks and we'll have one.
Yeah, we figured that's important because we're going in Mexico and we've realized that the dock water is salt water.
Yeah. If you try and get water from the dock, it's just salt water. So it's completely pointless. But if you're wondering why, or if you're thinking that this is gonna like destroy our tap, it won't, because you can wash it out with fresh water by just switching it down there, or just going up here, and then the whole tap washes out with fresh water. And then you can also wash the basin out and make sure no salt water is left behind.
Yeah, so that should prevent it from rusting.
Hopefully, yeah. Even though everything is rusting all the time. Welcome to the ocean. But that is huge. Now we can really conserve water. Even with the water maker, it'll allow us to really conserve water because we can wash dishes with salt water and then rinse them with fresh water. And
we can even cook pasta and rice and stuff with salt water if it's clean where we are.
Yep. We can do lots of cooking with salt water.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that sound was the water pump.
Yeah, the water pump keeps on going on.
Because we've been using so much water, so we better stop. Because we don't have that water maker yet, and we're in a dock, so we don't really
Yeah. Okay, next job. Alright, so last video we had bought something special at the market, and here it is. A pink skull. We really wanted something to remind us of Day of the Dead. Like we said last video, it's really what drove us to get down to Mexico, and we just barely made it on time. So we wanted something to remember kind of Day of the Dead for. We won't pick up like mementos everywhere we go, but this one means a lot to us.
Yeah, it was our first really big goal that we've made, I think, after Alaska, but our first one since leaving home port.
Yeah, and so it has 2 holes on the top of it, which is nice. But we also need 2 holes on the bottom of it in order to mount it where we want to mount it, because we want it to be like in a really prominent position. So I'm going to use this drill, and I'm going to drill through this, and I don't know how it's going to go. So we'll see. Ooh, this isn't going to work. Got one.
Didn't crack?
No. All right, now we just need a bigger hole. I'm amazed that this is working.
Same. I was very concerned it was going to crack.
Done?
Yeah.
All right. So now we just have to mount it.
We've decided to put it right here on the king post, so when you walk in, you see it straight away.
It's going to be interesting tying that thing up. Ooh, it's looking good.
Yeah. So Day of the Dead is to celebrate all the people in your lives that have died. So I think it's also a good reminder that you've only got one life and you should live it and be happy, which is what this is all about.
It is. That looks awesome.
Yeah. Match the pink.
It doesn't even look super breakable, but it is.
It sure is. Who knows how long it'll last. Might do some more knots in those. All right.
All right. Last job of the day.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe
Best
we
job.
should. Yeah, best job.
For sure.
Yeah. All right. So let's give these people a little update.
So in terms of our sailing plans, going from here, further south, we were planning to go pretty quickly down to the Panama Canal and through, head up towards Florida, and then across the Atlantic to the Med. But we've heard from quite a few people around here that are also heading down to Panama that the canal is actually very low on water. So that means that they don't let quite as many boats through each day. And so you can end up waiting for quite a long time to get your day to go through the canal.
And so because we'd be on a really tight time schedule to get to the point where we can cross the Atlantic in time, that might kind of ruin that. And then if we rush down through Mexico and the rest of the places, Guatemala, Costa Rica, then that means we would miss it. And then we might still miss our Atlantic crossing window.
Yeah, and we'd be annoyed waiting at the canal. And so instead of being annoyed waiting at the canal, we're going to slash that plan and just go slower on our way down, take our time, enjoy it. And then if we do have to wait at the canal, we can just enjoy that as well.
With another refit.
Yeah.
Speaking of refit, as you know, we didn't get to finish everything before we did this sail to get down to Mexico in the last mini refit we did because we really had to catch that weather window. So in the next video, we're going to do a really big refit video again. So we're going to see how much we could get done in a week. This was how much we could get done in a day. We started kind of late.
Very late.
Yeah, it is what it is. But we're going to see how much we can get done in a week. We're going to tackle some big jobs. We have a washing machine for clothes that is going to go in, hopefully, and a bunch of other things that we want to get done. So it should be a big week. We're going to put lots of effort in.
Yeah, I think today was a good starting point, get us back into the mood of boat jobs.
Yeah.
And now we're going to go full gas for the next week and see how much we can get done, get this boat ready to start exploring Mexico.
Yeah. And so that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think when we do get through the canal, if anyone has any ideas of where we should go then, because if we end up doing this plan of going slower and not jumping across the Atlantic, we're thinking maybe staying more south, Colombia, exploring that.
We really want to go to Venezuela, but it's not supposed to be safe to go to Venezuela. Yeah. But the cruising looks amazing around Venezuela.
Yeah, I'm keen for the ABC Islands. But yeah, if anyone has any ideas for that, if they reckon that's a good idea.
Apparently it's really hard to sail out of Panama to different places. So,
yeah, because of the wind.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We've gotten lucky so far, so roll the dice again. And if there's any Americans watching, it is Thursday the 23rd today.
Thanksgiving.
So Thanksgiving, November 23rd. Happy Thanksgiving, anyone in America.
Or any Americans.
Yeah. And by the time you're watching this, it's going to be the next day, which is Black Friday. So I assume that you have fought everybody and clawed your way to the top to get the best electronics or whatever you were doing for Black Friday shopping.
Maybe some boat parts.
Yeah, boat parts. Maybe we should do some online shopping for boat parts.
Get them delivered to some Anchorage in Mexico. I don't know.
Anyway.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you next Friday.